What's wrong? You seem awfully scared of something. It would appear you're no better than the rest of the poor little lambs here. Your heart is thick with fear. You should just stand back and watch in fear like you've been doing. And then you shall feel the flames of hell licking at your flesh. Mark my words, all ye who quiver in fear, all life shall end on the 20th. That is the absolute truth. Both Shiroyama and Takashima died for this truth. Death, that is the message of prophecy. Death, that is the absolute truth. Why is death the message that leads to prophecy? Because the foolish attempt to conceal death. So we must speak of that which is concealed, that which conceals death. The first is education. The second is the media. In countries such as this, mandatory education has become commonplace. In our society, the media has swelled and transformed into the highest authority in the world. We have a host of taboos implanted into our minds by public education and through the mass media. The greatest taboo of all is to think upon death. We have put aside any thought of death. We are obliged to act as if our daily lives will continue for eternity. And the reason is because everything is powerless, everything is meaningless before the unreasoning specter of death. That's why education and the media try to disguise the true meaning of death. The death they intimate to us is but a phantasm on the far shores, something with which we have no relation. It has been reduced to a mere toy, something you can enjoy without worrying that it may ever strike you. But the reality that everyone knows is that every single day, death creeps ever closer to all the people on the planet. Death is reality itself. Just now, this man called my thoughts religious nonsense, as if to say I was a madman. Am I wrong? To ponder upon death. Has religion not advanced thought on mortality for the past several thousand years? Has metaphysics not? In other words, that which reeks of religion, the action of contemplating death, seems to him the action of a madman. Am I wrong? If you ask me, it seems like you have unfounded conviction for that dogma which you call common sense. You can't resist attaching the label crazy to that which you cannot understand. You declare anything which would overthrow your common sense to be the words of a madman. Modern society has reduced death to an abstraction. It is a society that views death as a taboo. The only ones who could speak of that as correct are slaves who have not even the capacity to think. In previous generations, death was the most important subject of philosophical thought, was it not? Was death not the matter of utmost concern? And despite that, modern governments and societies have treated it as if it were irrelevant to our lives. I suppose this is what you're trying to say. You want me to show you proof that the meaning I've claimed for their death is veracious. Do you know how we differentiate between science and charlatanry? Yes. How would one differentiate science from pseudoscience? The difference between science and pseudoscience lies in whether or not the theory makes novel predictions. It's a principle proposed by Imre Lakatos. It can be used to determine whether a theory is scientific or pseudoscientific. Kuhn's paradigm theory and Popper's falsificationism. Lakatos built upon those to create his methodology of research, and then he derived his principle of novel predictions from that. The word prediction sounds almost religious, doesn't it? To put it simply, a novel prediction is a truthful prediction that may appear strange to the layman, but can be derived from the theory. In other words, if the predictions I make based on my theory, if those predictions come true, then my theory is correct. The theory of relativity predicted many phenomena that were later demonstrated through experimentation. Therefore, the theory of relativity is correct. I shall now make several novel predictions, and as they bear fruit one by one, you will all quiver with fear. God sacrificed these two so that I could be reborn. The first was Shiroyama Tsubasa, and the second was Takashima Zakuro. God sacrificed them so that I could be reborn. I have been reborn. As what? The Savior. Yes, as the Savior. The world will end in 5 days, but that is an omen of greater things, an omen that the world will be reborn. Those not saved, along with the old world, will fall into the depths of hell to suffer for eternity, an eternity of torment. Everyone knows that the world is pervaded by lies, that the truth is hidden. The foolish speak of equality, but everyone knows that the world is not equal. The foolish speak of freedom, but everyone knows that there is no freedom in the world. The foolish speak of love, but everyone knows that love is traitorous. The foolish say that you must not kill, but everyone knows that the world is brimming with murderers. The foolish say that you must not lie, but everyone knows that the foolish themselves are lying. Those who swallow the lies of the foolish make fools of themselves. Yes, their lies. They were all lies, that the world has always existed, and that the world will continue to exist forevermore. They are all lies. The path we walk leads to the abyss. The world will end. It will surely end. This is the truth. As proof, I shall make 3 predictions. Firstly, the thickness of death in the air will be affirmed with yet another death. Secondly, a large number of people will witness the death. Thirdly, the deceased will speak of the ultimate demise.